Hey, welcome. We are here with our 90-day goal setting workshop all about your physical and your mental health, your emotional health. We are setting goals for you to knock out of the park in the next 90 days. You are here with our live Facebook workshop. My name is Tanessa Shears. I am a weight loss coach, personal trainer, and wellness specialist. My job is to help you get to your goals and enjoy the process in doing it. We are all about making it fun, and I've got a workshop here today. I'm going to be taking you through my top 10 steps for achieving any goal in 2018. So it's great to start off. I want you to say hello in the comments or leave me a message. Let me know where you're tuning in from, whether you're watching here live or you're here on the replay. And if you know that this video would make all the difference for a girlfriend in your life, I'd love to have you invite her to join our She Takes Action Facebook group so that we can help you and her achieve your goals. So feel free, I'd be honored if you would share this. Otherwise, let's get started. We are just afternoon here. We are currently, if we can see over here, we've got my assistant here, Mr. Flynn, tagging us, tagging everyone in the video who is really excited to participate. We're going to jump right into our top 10 steps. I've got them all listed out here. What I want you to particularly focus on in this workshop are your goals that relate to your health, both your physical health and your mental health. If this is something you really want to have the best year ever, and if you're really tired of setting the same goals every new year, I mean, it was a really interesting thing. We do our goal setting on December 31st every year, and we did it again last night. And it was super interesting because this was one of the first years that I realized that I wasn't setting the same health goals this year because I'd actually knocked them out of the park. So this is what I'm going to be teaching you today. Is all about how to make sure those happen for you. So why 90 days? I like to set 90-day goals instead of year-long goals. The reason for this is that I find if you set a goal that you want to achieve a year from now, it is so far away that the goal is rather abstract and it doesn't have any immediacy. So if you think about, if you want to lose 20 pounds by December 31st of next year, well, that's really far away. And in my experience, once your motivation wears off because your plan wasn't in place properly by about the third week of January, you're like, yeah, well, good thing I've got a year to achieve that goal. By setting 90-day goals, that deadline approaches quickly. It also lets you course correct if you haven't been on track. So for example, if you divided that 20-pound weight loss goal up into 4 quarters of the year, that's 5 pounds every 3 months. That makes sense, right? If you're going to do it evenly throughout the year. Well, if you get to the end of March, which is the end of our quarter one, and you're not at your goal, well, you know that something you're doing isn't working and you need to high step and get back on track. It's much easier to correct at this point than it is to go and correct, with 2 months left in the year. So I'm really excited to get started with this here today. And let's get going. Step number 1 of our workshop when you are setting 90-day goals that are going to make a difference is I want you to identify the feelings you want to feel on a regular basis, all right? So the feelings I want you to feel on a regular basis. So I only started doing this, a couple years ago. And before I just set goals that I thought might make me feel happy, because the only reason we ever set any goals is because we think they will give us a feeling when we complete them. I'm just reading the comments here. Hey Jane, is the workshop loading for you? I hope it is. Let me know if it's not. All seems to be working over here. But as far as setting those feelings, all the goals we set are because there's a feeling we want to achieve. So if you're setting goals, you want to make sure that they're giving you the feelings I want you to feel. So I'm going to get you to take a moment, because this is a workshop, meaning I want you with pen and paper in hand doing this alongside me. And if you're watching this on the replay, feel free to hit pause and get everything. Oh, good. Glad to see you got it, Jane. So we're going to have everything all written out here. Step number 1, I want you to write down the top 3 feelings that you want to feel most often this coming year. So take a moment and write that down. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to read you what I wrote down. So this year I'm doing something kind of fun. I'm using Daniel Laporte's Desire Map Planner. Have you guys ever heard of this? Have you used it before? Let me know if you have. But I've got the weekly edition. And Danielle Laporte is based out of Vancouver here where I live, and she does a lot of goal setting around how you want to feel, and this has changed the game for me. So my core feelings are, I want to feel this year excited, deeply loved, unwavering, free, abundant, brilliant, effortless, inspired, cozy, healthy, resilient, energetic, awakened, ignited, safe, blissful, and fulfilled. These are the words that when I read them, they just like made me like excited. And I love the feeling of just like dance in your pants, kind of excited. I love that. So if you want to participate in this workshop, feel free to throw in the comments what are some of the words that you are going to be chasing after this year. So my goals are all centered around those words, and I wake up, I'm going to look at them every single morning written here because they are written down. And I want everything I do all day to make me feel excited and inspired and cozy. These are all things that are going to lead to a great life. So it's not so much about the goals you set, but why you set them. So step one, identify at least your top 3 feelings that you are going to be going after on a regular basis. Excuse me. All right. So once you've got your top 3 feelings, then what I'm going to get you to do is what 3 goals would you like to achieve in the next 90 days? So this is the typical part of goal setting. You may have had something in your mind. You may have had things that you were thinking about already as far as your goals. I want you to narrow it down to 3 goals. So remember, these are going to be completed in the next 90 days. That's March 30th. So we're going to check in and see how we're doing on March 30th. So what 3 goals would you like to achieve in the next 90 days? I'm going to get you to take a moment and write those down. But something I want you to think about is I want you to try, whenever possible, to use a number to quantify your goals. So just saying something like, I want to be healthier. So I want you to think about this. If I were to come to your house and look over your shoulders, you're writing your goals, am I going to be able to give you a clear yes or no you are achieving your goals? So we're going to stick with that example of weight loss. So if you wanted to lose 20 pounds this year, 20 pounds is an absolute number. Am I able to go up to you and see if you are 20 pounds down? So say, for example, if you set the goal of losing weight, I don't know how much weight you've lost. I don't know how much you plan to lose. Numbers. How many times a week do you want to work out? How long do you want to work out for? How many pounds do you want to lose? How many days per week do you want to eat salad? How many vegetable servings do you want to have per day? I want you to try your best to tie a number to your goals and make them super specific. So take a moment here, write down those goals. So I'm going to give you, I'm actually, while you're writing these down, I'm going to read you what my 3 health-related goals were this year. In the next 3 months, I want to have 65 active days. I define an active day as anything where I am moving my body, yoga, walking, gym, running, swimming, whatever, for a minimum of 40 minutes. So my goal was to do 65 active days. And that number is not arbitrary. It's 13 weeks and it is 5 days per week. That is my goal. It is so easy to at the end of 90 days, you will be able to say, Tanessa, did you do 65 days? And it's either yes or no. You want to be able to answer yes or no to your goals. So think about that. So my number 1, 65 active days. Number 2, I want to do 6 days a week of completely body happy eating. So that means vegetables, that means whole grains, that means things that serve my body, lean proteins. And then only 1 day a week for 1 treat, I'm going to have sugar. So December, as you guys probably know, falls off track a little bit for all of us. So that is something important to me that I want to get back on track of. So you will easily be able to say, yes, you did 6 days a week of great happy body eating, or no, you didn't. My last one is I want to spend 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week, doing mindset work. So this is, journaling, reading business books, reading personal growth books, taking classes, anything that makes my spirit and my mind grow. So these are the health goals that I set. So make sure you set your goals. You should have them down by now. So that's section 2. Now, here is the most important thing that most people miss when they do goal setting. We need to take, this is step 3, an inventory of what resources you are going to need to complete your goal. All right? So I want you to think about this. If you set the goal to work out, like I did, 5 times a week for minimum 40 minutes each. Let's do 45 minutes to make the rounding of the numbers easier. So 45 minutes a week for 5 workouts is a total of 3 hours and 45 minutes a week. If I am currently not exercising at all, I need an extra 3 hours and 45 minutes left in my week in order to fit that in. If you are setting a goal to meal plan 2 times per week, on maybe Sunday and Monday, that's my schedule, how much time are you going to need to make that goal work? So there are a couple different ways that resources you can use. Number 1 is the resource of time. If you look at your goal, how many of them are going to require you to create more time in your schedule? And you can put like a T or a little clock drawing beside that. How many of your goals are going to require you to have more money? So if you are currently not, I don't have a gym membership and your goal is to start going to the gym, there's going to be money in there. So you need to understand what resources we're going to need. And the last one is going to be focus or discipline. That is the 3rd resource you're going to need. So if you're already, you have the time allotted for you, your money's all down pat, discipline. So what you then need to go in and do is figure out, how can I create that time, money, or discipline in order to achieve your goals? So here is where the breakdown happens. A lot of the times we set a goal to work out regularly or, have a meal plan every week. That seems like a great goal. But if you think about all the time that goes into that, a meal planning requires selecting your meals. It requires creating a grocery list. It requires going shopping. It requires putting the food away. It requires all those times eating. It requires the times that, you know what I mean? The cooking times. There's so much that goes into there. So if we set the goal to meal plan, but we don't free up the time in our schedule that it takes to implement that goal, you will fail. I want to make that very clear. So take a moment and write time, money, or discipline beside each of your goals. Then what you're going to do, and this is probably going to take a little bit of extra time, so this is your homework at the end of this video, is you are going to go through your schedule. If time is what you need to make more of, you are going to find where you can steal time from to make your goals. So if you are like me, I have a bad habit of getting up in the morning and going on Facebook. And a lot of the times it's to check messages from you guys that I get during my sleep. And it's really exciting to wake up to all you guys telling me your goals all the time and what you've achieved this week. But if you know social media, it can be a drain. It can suck your time away. And if I want to implement 30 minutes of mindset work 6 days a week, something's got to give. And you know what it's going to give? It's going to be my morning social media time. Because I check social media later in the day. So I know that that's where my time is going to come from. So I need you to commit to finding the time you need. So here's the last note I'm going to make. If you currently already work out a total of 2.5 hours a week and you want to bump it up to 3.5 hours, you don't need to find 3.5 hours in your schedule because you're already doing 2.5. You only need to find that additional extra hour. So, whether that's time spent on Netflix, whether it's, time spent doing chores that could wait another week, or, these things all add up. And I need you to, step 3, figure out what resources you are going to need, and then you need to clear up the time in your calendar, the money in your wallet to get you where you want to be, or the discipline. All right, so that is number 3. Number 4 is I need you to set weekly outcomes. So let's use a goal of, if we want to lose 20 pounds of body fat by March 31st. That's our Q1, that's our 90-day goal. We know that we need to divide that into a weekly allotment. So if we are looking at 13 total weeks, you need to take your goal and divide it into 13 weeks. So like I did, if I want to do 65 workouts in the next quarter, that's going to be 5 a week. So that way I'm not leaving it and I have to do like 7 a week for the last month. No, I'm starting now. I am pacing myself. If you wanted to lose 20 pounds by the end of March 31st, you will need to lose 1.5 pounds per week. It is super easy to see if you are on track or if you have fallen off track if you are setting weekly goals for yourself. If your goal is to go grocery shopping or plan your meals, what is the weekly breakdown of that look like? So that is our step number 4, is make sure that you are setting weekly outcomes. Now here's where it gets fun. And this is where, I've been able to make a lot of changes. Step number 5 is what I call the $1 million question. So this works really well if you set goals for yourself that challenge you. If you set a goal for yourself that you know if you just keep on your path that you're currently on, you're going to achieve it no problem, I want you to go back and I want you to make them a little bit scary. This goal needs to intimidate you a little bit, and that's what makes it so exciting and achievable. So you want to set something that is going to cause you to stretch, and it is going to force you to grow into the type of person that can achieve this goal. So here's the $1 million question. This goal is a little intimidating. So you're like, I don't know how I'm possibly going to make this goal work. Then you ask yourself this: if someone gave you $1 million to complete this goal by March 31st, what would you do differently? I love asking this question to my clients, especially my weight loss clients, my clients who are, they're going through the motions and they're kind of stuck and they've plateaued in their weight loss. And I say to them all the time, I'm like, if I were to give you want to lose 15 pounds? If I gave you $1 million to lose those 15 pounds in the next 3 months, could you do it? And you know what the answer always is? It's yes. So this is telling you that you have the motivation. And now I want you to ask yourself, what would you do differently if $1 million were on the line? I love that question. It gets me really excited because I start thinking big. I don't think about small little actions. I don't think about like, maybe I'll add in an extra workout a week. I think big. I think incorporating activity into my full life. I think about ways that I could, put barriers in place in the event that I fall off. Think big on this one. I love that question. So that's what's called the $1 million question. Then I like to do my future self. This is step number 6. So I want you to think, and you can close your eyes right now, I want you to think of you. And I want you to think of you 3 months from now, on March 31st. You have achieved your goal. Maybe you're 20 pounds lighter. Maybe you're actually hitting 5 days a week at the gym. Maybe you are successfully planning all of your meals and you're not having to buy lunch every single day because you've prepared healthy meals. Maybe you've stopped overeating. All of these different outcomes. So I want you to picture yourself and how good that feels, because right now you are feeling those 3 feelings we identified at the beginning that you want to feel on a regular basis. You are feeling them. They feel good. You are in charge. You've accomplished your goal. Now ask yourself, what are all the steps I needed to do to get me here right now? This is so important. It's called future self. If you look back, you are standing at March 31st, looking back on yourself right now. What would you tell yourself you needed to do in order to get where you are? So if you are standing March 31st, 20 pounds lighter, and you are saying to yourself right now, self, Tanessa, here's what you need to do. First of all, you need to go and get a gym membership. Second of all, you need to reach out and find someone to either make you a workout program or download one off the internet or hire a trainer. Next, you need to go and get a book to find out what foods you need to be eating. Next, you need to do this. Next, you need to do this. You need to be doing this many times a week. This is what you need to do. You need to recruit this support, this accountability. I want you to take a couple minutes right now, and I want your future self to tell you all the steps that you took to get to where you are right now. Yes, that's exactly it, Robin. reverse engineer your goal. Start with the end in mind, work backwards. And I'm going to give you about 2 minutes right now, and I want you to write until your hand falls off. I want you all the steps that you could possibly take to get you to your goal. Ready? Go. This is one of the most important parts, because now that we've identified what resources you need, time, money, discipline, focus, we've cleared out the time. Now it is time for you to make sure that you know the action steps. So what you're doing right now is you are creating all of the step-by-step actions that you need to take. You're creating your own plan right now. You can do this. You have to do the work, though. You can't wake up tomorrow morning and expect to know what to do if there's not a plan in place. So I'm going to get you to do that right now. My coffee always goes cold during these podcasts. Good. So again, if you're watching on the replay, you can always hit pause and come back. This video will stay up live in this group, so if you need to revisit this step, no problem. You got this. I'm going to give you a little bit more. We are writing down every little thing that you need to do. So that was step 6, so you can keep writing. I'm going to review them really quick. Step 1 was identify the 3 feelings you want to feel on a regular basis most often. Step number 2, what are the 3 to 5 goals you would like to achieve in the next 90 days, and use numbers to quantify it, okay? Number 3, what resources will you need to free up to achieve your goals? Some can be time, some can be money, some can be focus and discipline, combination of both. Step number 4, break your 90-day goal into weekly outcomes. If it's a number, divided by 13. That's what we're looking at. Number 5, the $1 million question. If I were to have $1 million check with your name on it, and I were to hand it over to you and say, hey, this is yours. If you get this done in 3 months, what would you do differently? And we're on number 6 right now, future self. I want you to picture you 3 months from now, looking at you today. Tell yourself what you did to get here. Because the crazy thing is, our brain is one of the most amazing tools on the planet. It is an answer-seeking machine. You ask your brain a question, it will find you an answer. That is the crazy thing. So if you're always asking yourself lousy questions, you're going to get lousy answers. Start asking your brain great questions. How can I achieve this goal and be fun in the process? Have fun in the process. Find the answers you're looking for. Now, I want to say a quick little side note, and this is to all of you that are looking at me right now and going, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know is our way of giving ourselves an excuse for staying in confusion. And confusion is one of those, like, when you're having a really lousy day and it's almost like you want to do this and just stay in your lousy day. Well, there's that little bit sense of like self-pity in there. That's what I don't know is. I don't know is sitting in confusion and not wanting to find the answers. So I want you to forever now remove I don't know from the vocabulary of your brain and your thoughts. And I want you to be able to find answers. Find answers. Ask yourself, no. I don't know is not going to cut it today. You need to give me answers. What would I do if $1 million were on the line? All right? Okay. So that was on step number 6. You should by now have a massive list of everything you need to accomplish in order to get to your goal as your future self. Now here is such an important, these are all important, but this one's important too. So I want you to break down all of those tasks you did into 10-minute chunks. Because here's what happens. You do something like, say your goal is to lose 20 pounds. You put on your list there all the things you need to do. Create a meal plan. I want you to think to yourself right now, how long does creating a meal plan take? When I created my meal plan, by the time I got like my 20 recipes together and put it into some kind of a system that worked, it was like an hour and a half. And here is the secret. An hour and a half does not just magically appear in your schedule. It doesn't. An hour and a half has to be carved out, and that is a massive chunk. You're busy. I'm busy. We're all busy. An hour and a half doesn't just magically pop up into our schedules. We need to think smaller to start. So all of those tasks you need to break down into 10-minute chunks. So if you have create a meal plan. Here's how that could break down. Step 1, figure out a system for my meal plan. So like I do with my clients, I use that free internet app called Trello to do all of my meal planning. Or you could create a meal planning binder and print off all of your different things. You could go on Pinterest and probably find some kind of like recipe book or printout for you to write all your recipes on. 10 minutes would take you to figure out your system. Then your next 10 minutes, Google and bookmark recipes. Next 10 minutes, print out all recipes or load them into software. Next one, figure out grocery shopping system. Next, do you see what I mean? So then what you do is you turn that list of tasks to do into a massive list of 10-minute tasks. These are doable, they fit into spare odd little time blocks, and these are what move you forward. Massive hour-and-a-half, 2-hour-long tasks don't move you forward because we don't do them. You're so busy. You don't have time to sit down and do that. But you do have time, these 10-minute tasks. And what you're not going to do is wake up and go, I need to think of a 10-minute task to do today. No, you need to have these planned out right now, written in your book. 10-minute tasks. Then what you're going to do, step number 8, you are going to wake up in the morning. You are going to pick 2 to 3 10-minute tasks and schedule them into your day. I want you to picture your first month in this 90-day challenge. If you did 2 to 3 10-minute tasks every day, how would your life be different? What would you be feeling on a regular basis that would be different? How would your life look? There is so much more you can accomplish if you're breaking it down into these tasks. If you wake up in the morning, what 2 to 3 10-minute tasks can I pick off today and move towards my goal? This is key. This is key. This is key. This is how you set up a sustainable system in which you achieve your goals regularly. I cannot stress this enough. This list needs to be pre-made so that when you wake up in the morning, it is there. If you do your planning on Sunday night, which is what I do, I actually look at my list and I pick out 2 to 3 every day for the week and put them in. So like last night I did all my planning. This is my other planner. And you can see here for my week, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All my tasks, my 10-minute tasks are already in here. I know what the whole week is going to look like. I know what I will accomplish at the end of the week. So this is huge. I need you to think about picking that ahead of time. So if you need, I would expect you're probably going to need another 15, 20 minutes to take all those tasks you created and break them down. So do take that after we finish here today. We're almost done. Last stretch. We are on step number 9. You need to figure out a way to monitor whether you are on track or not. Because here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to set these goals today and then March 30th, pick up your book again and be like, yeah, I didn't get that done. No, that didn't get done. No, what I want you to do is find out a way week to week if you are on track. So what I did last night was my boyfriend and I both set goals. Mine was that 65 workouts in the next 3 months. That's 5 a week. He set his for 4 a week. So I used Google Sheets. It's basically like Excel, but it's the Google Suite version of it. It's absolutely fantastic. And I created myself just a simple box spreadsheet. And it says, week 1, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Week 2, da-da-da-da-da. And it's really simple. I put a check mark in the box if I did it, and an X if I didn't, and then I can literally see day by day where I am, how close am I to my 5 for that week. Do I have 2 to go, 3 to go, 1 more workout to go that week? I can see week by week how they're adding up. I know that if I only got 4 the week before, I better get caught up with 6 the week after. So this is a really good strategy. Create yourself, it doesn't have to be fancy and a spreadsheet. You could literally take a piece of paper and, create yourself a grid, give yourself a check if you did your work that day, and know if you didn't. If you weigh yourself every week and you want to lose that 20 pounds, if you are down 1.5 pounds that week, check. Write your weight. That way it is super easy to see if you are on track or not. Another thing that I do for accountability is in my day planner, I write in all of my workouts ahead of time. So like this week, I have a workout planned for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So they are in here on my schedule. They are not going to be missed. They're in my Google Calendar schedule as well. I have them planned out. It's really easy to see, and it needs to be done. I cannot stress enough how much you need to be monitoring your success on a daily basis, and then as I reflect on a weekly basis. Choose a day of the week that works for you. I like Sunday nights because my work week runs from Sunday all the way through to Thursday, and then I have Fridays and Saturdays off. So Sunday is, a full day of clients. I can come home, see how the day went, plan for the week. Choose a day and make sure that you stick to that day. Look how your week went. What do you do this week that is different to get you back on track if you fell off? The last step, accountability. And this is one of those steps where a lot of people struggle, because I know firsthand how hard it is to not have all the support you need to have your goals, where you're feeling like, I'm fighting an uphill battle right now. I don't have the support from my partner. There's 100 things where you couldn't have the accountability. Your coworkers are bringing donuts into the office all the time, and you told them you don't want any, but they still keep dropping them off your desk. So all things like that. And those are super important things to know, that accountability is essential. And I'm going to give you a couple ways to get accountability. Number one, obviously you can recruit the people you live with. So, for example, as I did with the spreadsheet, my boyfriend and I live together. On that spreadsheet, it's his row, my row. I can see when he's not doing his workouts. He can see when I'm not doing my workouts, so that we are in sync, and I'm like, hey, you've only done 2 workouts this week, and there's that sense of accountability. Or, for example, I meet my mom and my boyfriend to go swimming every Friday morning. They're expecting me to show up. Do you think I've missed a Friday? Nope, haven't missed a Friday. Another way you can do it is if you have friends in your community, or this Facebook group is amazing. If at any point you're feeling stuck, or like, I feel this is going to be a bad week, somebody keep me on track, just leave a post. We will hold you to it. We're going to check in with you. Communities are such a valuable thing with the internet now. There's our She Takes Action community. There are 100 other Facebook groups. There's forums online. There are so many avenues for you to use accountability online. And you know what the great thing about online is? There is not a personal family relationship between us. So we don't have a hard time saying to each other, hey girl, where are your workouts? What are you doing? You didn't do your meal planning this week. I find sometimes that when your accountability partners are a little too close to home, they have a hard time being hard on you or being firm with you and saying, hey, this is what you wanted. Why are you giving up now? What's going on? Let's talk this out. Let's come up with a solution. So that's why I love using this community and posting my goals in a public place where I know you guys are going to kick my butt if I don't go, and it's going to work the same way the other way. And then the last way you can use accountability is you can work with a coach. And this works if you're working with, a nutritionist or a personal trainer, or you work with someone like me who's a wellness and weight loss coach, someone who is on your team and has walked the road you are already walking, but has the answers ahead of time. So why I love, and I work with a coach, and it's essential. Like, I don't know what I would do without a coach, and here's why. You have someone who is maybe 4 or 5 steps ahead of you. But here's the beautiful thing about someone that is only 4 or 5 steps ahead of you. When you're walking behind them, they're showing you the way. All they do is look back and go, hey, watch out for that speed bump. This is what you're going to encounter at this point, and that's normal. Here's how I got around it. So they're essentially giving you the shortcut. And that's, I hired a business coach personally, and it was such an amazing jump forward, and I loved it. So let's go through those 10 tips really quick. I am so thankful that you are here right now. So it's all about our health goals, 90-day goals. All right, you ready for them? Identify your 3 feelings you want to feel on a regular basis. What 3, maybe 5 maximum goals would you like to achieve in the next 90 days? And make sure they are number specific. Number 3, what resources are you going to need to free up? And this is something you might have to take a couple minutes after this video to do. What resources do you need to free up? Time? Money? Do you need to become more disciplined? Do you need to go and read some books on having some skills? What do you need to do in order to achieve your goals? 4, break that goal down into weekly outcomes. If you want to lose 20 pounds, that's 1.5 pounds a week. You need to know if you're on target or not. Number 5, $1 million question. What would I do differently if there was $1 million check with your name on it waiting at the finish line? Number 6, future self. Picture you 3 months from now, 20 pounds lighter, meal planning system in place, working out 5 days a week, whatever your goal is. What did you need to do to get there? That's all those action tasks. And then step number 7, you're going to break those down into 10-minute chunks. Step 8, pick 2 to 3 of those tasks every day, schedule them in, and get them done. 10-minute tasks, 2 to 3 of them a day. Number 9, you need a way to monitor whether you're doing it or not. Simple checklist on the fridge will do the trick. Excel spreadsheet, keep a notepad on your phone. Get someone to call you every day at 6 p.m. and ask you what the heck's going on. Did you do your goals today? And then the last one is find somewhere to keep you accountable. So if this is something that you want, you can post your goals either in this thread or in the group, and we will make sure you stay on track for the New Year's. I mean, I'm slightly daunted by the goals that I set this year, but I have now set them publicly. So I have to stick to them, right? And it's going to give me a lot of motivation to do it. So that is the 90-day goal setting system. And I want to tell you guys, this system has helped me achieve a lot. I mean, just giving you guys an idea of what is achievable through this. I grew my business to over 6 figures in 3 years. I bought my dream townhouse. I was able to exercise 5 days to 6 days a week without even thinking about it. I have a meal planning system in place that has allowed me to eat what I determine is perfectly for me every day and cut my food budget in half in the process. I mean, there are so many things. I've read over 40 books a year. I've taken me time. I've, spent time with family. There are so many goals I've achieved by using this exact system. So it works. You just got to put in the time and get it done, you guys. I appreciate you being here. Just a quick reminder before you go, today is the last day that my She Stops Overeating workshop is going to be on for 67% off. I know you guys have heard about it, but I believe it works. And I have seen it work with my clients. And I mean, you guys have heard it before. You don't need to struggle with your overeating. It's all about learning how to stop desiring overeating. It's about learning how to manage your thoughts and your feelings about food and about stress and how to use your mindset to get through things. And I think that's the key. The biggest takeaway I've learned about goal setting in the last 5-6 years is writing things down on paper is great. But if your mind is not open to the possibility of achieving it, and I mean truly believing that you can lose that 20 pounds, that you can work out 5 days a week, that you can create a meal planning system, if you don't truly believe it, it's not going to happen. So it's learning how to manage your mindset around food and exercise and all that good stuff, you guys. Like I said, after tonight, it's going up to full price. It's on for 67% off today. You can head over, I'll comment in the links when I'm done this broadcast, but TanessaShears.com/stop overeating. If you want to jump in on that today, it's the last day it's going to be up. Otherwise, again, if this broadcast resonates with you and you know somebody who would love it, invite them to this group by hitting invite and then typing in your Facebook friend's name, and they will get access to this. Bookmark this, save this, come back to this. We will check back in throughout the week. Leave your goals below. I hope you have a beautiful New Year's, you guys. It is 2018 already. I'm excited. Are you excited? What feelings are you going to feel all the time? Hi, Tara. Thank you so much for being here this whole time in this workshop. You guys mean the world to me. I can't even tell you how blessed and crazy it is to wake up and know that you guys are here and you're in this and you want change and you're going after it. It's crazy. I love it. I love it. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful New Year's Day. I want to hear all about how your first week goes. Post it in the group. Leave me a photo. And we will see you probably this week. I'll probably do another live video this week, but this has been our 90-day goal setting workshop. Have a beautiful New Year's. Bye.